It's always green. The rocks are always big and beautiful, you know. I just love nature, dude. It's just one of my favorite things.
I'm out here because I get to spend some time with nature, become one, exclude myself from the rest of the world for a little bit. I like to enjoy and see the things that we don't get to see every day. Spend some time with my friends. And just contemplate a little bit.
I like coming up here because I can feel the history in the cave.
And I have to say that the view is worth it.
You know, like that tree, like in the spring it's really juicy. You cut it open and it's just some good juice. We like to have picnics here, drink that juice, sometimes bring some peanuts and asparagus and just eat it up. You know, it's one of my favorite things to do. You know?
It's a journey to get here, but I have to say this is one of my favorite spots because through the journey, the tough journey to get here, you kind of just are at a state of being where you forget all the problems and you just leave them outside the cave. And
hey ho, on the road again, moving on forward. Sticking stones won't break a bone. Snow in the car on a highway. It's so magical, feeling like no one's got a hold. You're a catalyst to your own happiness, you know. 'Cause it's your heart, it's alive, it's pumping blood. And it's your heart, it's alive, it's pumping blood. And the whole wide world is whistling. And it's whistling.
Back to you. This is our favorite spot to play Uno. We've always liked it, you know. Beautiful scenery, nice rocks. You know, the best part, the sheer cliff.
there's a
the
sheer cliff right down about 50, 60 feet.
And there's a breeze that just blows through and it sometimes we just jump off.
I like it. I like to see people become a stronger unit. I like to see them become a family. I mean, most of the time it's really not that serious, but still those random incidents where, you know, we're running low on food or we're running low on water. We've been out here for hours upon hours and we're starting to get really tired. It's nice to see people have leadership, have teamwork.
And it feels good that we finally reached the end point of the cave. We wanted to come in here and we did it, so that was a big accomplishment for all of us to get in here. It feels good to be inside of a cave. I've never been in one this deep before.
We are who we are. We live lives, okay? We go to school, we go to work, you know, we have relationships, we have friends, families, you know, girlfriends, boyfriends and stuff. You know, hiking, really, to put into basic terms, it puts you out there with you and only you. There's no one else. Like, even if you go along with your friend, you guys aren't who you are. It's just two separate entities combining, chilling in an environment which the vibrations are so in sync with what it should be, but at the same time there are no distractions.
You know, it's just cool, man. You know, everybody, you know, all around, there's gardens everywhere. Everybody could put what they want up in here. Just kind of like a sense of community. You can put your name anywhere you want. Put some salsa up in this dragon's eye.
And the drive is strong on words. Sticking stones won't take its course. Now you got the part in the front seat. It's the best of worlds, feeling like nothing can go wrong. You're the decider of the world that you'll get to know. 'Cause it's your heart, it's alive, it's pumping blood. And it's your
While you're hiking, it's important to find activities that you like to do, such as setting steel wool on fire. For those of you who don't know what that is, essentially, steel wool can be a firework when ignited. All right, when speaking of the steel wool homemade pyrotechnic, you want to go ahead and use 3 simple ingredients. 1, steel wool. 2, a metal whisk. And 3, some nylon braided rope. Step 1 of this simple yet amazing process is 1, tying your nylon braided rope into the metal whisk with a secure, tight knot. That way it does not come loose as you're attempting to make your own fireworks. Step 2, you want to grab your steel wool firmly with both hands and go ahead and separate it. Get it nice and fluffy, kind of like you're fluffing a pillow. This will ensure that it burns easier. Step 3, grab the whisk, separate it, and insert the steel wool into the whisk. Make sure it is all the way inside the whisk. That way you do not lose any part of the wool. The final step when making your homemade steel wool pyrotechnic is ensuring that you light the steel wool all over. That way it is ensured to burn. Try not to burn yourself while doing this. It can be kind of sketch. When you're performing the steel wool homemade pyrotechnic, it is very important that you guys make sure you're performing it in an area where there's no dry brush, grass, or any flammable material nearby. You need to do it on a surface that's mostly made out of concrete and cannot catch on fire. You should also have a bucket of water and maybe a fire extinguisher on hand. Remember, if this gets out of hand, always call 911. Now you're all set to swing around your homemade steel wool firework.
And it's
So this is pretty fun. This is my first time doing it. It was kind of cool learning how to do it. You know, with the steel wool, it's pretty, inexpensive, like $4 for 12 things of steel wool. Just make sure you know exactly the rotation of the rope on the steel wool and don't hit yourself in the head like I just did.
I think I mostly like being out here just because of the social event. Truth be told, I just like to live. I like to feel alive. I like just doing anything with friends, honestly, does the best trick. And this is something where we can come out here and just enjoy nature together, and there's no distractions. It's just us becoming a unit, becoming a group, just talking about whatever, whether it's serious or whether we're just making fun of each other.
So very refreshing. I like doing it because if I'm not doing this, I'm just sleeping at home, not getting off my couch.
I mean, it's very important to separate yourself from society from time to time, because when you're with society, you are one with society, At times even it's subconscious, sometimes like you're not even knowing that you're doing it, but you're just living life trying to just fit in, at least to strive in whatever world, you were brought up in. That's what a society is, like in our society, we have to go to school, and then we have to use that schooling to go to work, and then with that, you just live your life like that, in like a normal cycle. But when you separate yourself from society, you allow yourself to think in simple terms outside the box.
No, this is my favorite cave to come in. Hide from the rain. Sometimes I run from old people here. Just old people scare me. Okay, and I like to beatbox in here too, good acoustics.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We must talk and never every telephone get eaten off the web. Must rip out all the epilogues from the books that we have read. Into the face of every criminal strapped firmly to a chair. We must stare, we must stare, we must stare. We must take all of the medicines, too expensive now to sell. Set fire to the preacher who is promising us hell. Into the ear of every anarchist that sleeps but doesn't dream. We must sing, we must sing, we must sing. And it'll go like this, alright. While my mother waters plants, my father loads his gun. He says death will give us back to God, just like the setting sun is returned to the lonesome ocean.
Man, just the great outdoors, you know, this is really it, man. Sense experience to its finest, man. It's just this grand view and it really makes you think, huh?
I don't know, I guess I kind of like the rush. Being somewhere I've never been before, being somewhere most people wouldn't go, knowing that I have a reasonable amount of skills for climbing. It's special when you stand somewhere and you can tell yourself, you know, I'm the only person that's going to be here today. I might be the only person here this week. It's very possible I'll be the only person here this year. And it definitely gives me a sense of accomplishment.
As if transcendentalism and hiking are related in the manner that you go outside to be at one with yourself, and that there's no distractions out here, and I feel that it's as if it's easier to explore my mind and my thoughts more freely without like distractions.
Me and Mr. Alligator here really like hiking. It's beautiful here.